Hey there, Tony Butler, and today we're going to talk about the importance of accurate thinking in business. It's one of the most misunderstood, poorly implemented practices, and not just in business, but in our daily lives. We fool ourselves all the time. We use how we want the world to be and how we feel things should be to direct our actions, and we ignore evidence. We ignore facts that are right in front of us. Okay? But before I get into it, please click like on this video. If you haven't done so yet, please follow this channel. I'm building this channel to be a business and marketing and personal development reference for anyone who wants to improve their results. So follow the channel, ask me questions, and I'll help you. All right? So I believe accurate thinking is one of the least practiced business ideas. And it's a cornerstone for mistakes. How many times have you made a decision completely based on how you feel? One of the problems with people is that we always almost always make decisions emotionally and then try to justify them with logic, data, and facts. Napoleon Hill, he's the author of Think and Grow Rich, The Laws of Success. Back in his day, he was one of the most successful authors of all time. And Hill wrote extensively about accurate thinking. It was the cornerstone of his writing in The Laws of Success, and he had an entire chapter on it, okay? He weaved in accurate thinking all through Think and Grow Rich. When he was writing those books, he interviewed hundreds of the world's most successful business leaders, and he was trying to codify success, and accurate thinking was a big part of it. So we live in a time when there's more fake news than there are accurate stories. Routinely you see on all the media, especially marketers, exaggerating spend, half-truths, flat-out lying. It's so common, the truth is mixed in and it's mistaken for reality every day. Okay, but in business and the decisions that you make for your business, they can't be based on guesses. Guesswork, it destroys everything. Okay, you need reasons for what you do. You've got to have data behind the decisions that you make. There's a really odd theory going around called the flat earth theory. I'm sure some of you guys have heard about it. It's got a giant following. When I first heard about it, I thought it was a joke. I really did. I couldn't even comprehend how someone could believe the world was flat. Okay, the amount of science and data that support that the Earth is round, it's crushing. It's not. There's no gray area. Okay, and then when you look at the argument for the Earth being round, for the Earth being flat. It's so ridiculous. It's so devoid of fact and logical thinking that it makes me wonder, how can a sane adult come to the conclusion that the earth is flat? And then I saw a post by one of my classmates from West Point, and she's a speaker for the Flat Earth Society. It's a woman I knew really well in college. We were in the same circle of friends. We spent a great deal of time together. She has a Bachelor of Science from one of the top engineering schools in the world. How could she possibly believe this crackpot theory? And so as I dug into it, I realized something. Being part of the society, it gave her attention. Okay, deep down, I don't think she believes the earth is flat. She's taking part in the process. She's taking part in the movement because it fulfills other emotional needs. It helps her feel important. She's built a huge social media following around it, and it's a completely emotionally driven issue for her. It has nothing to do with the facts. And it's nearly impossible to convince someone who's thinking emotionally that their idea is wrong and here's the truth. It just doesn't work that way. Okay? Because emotion clouds thinking. And people will move in their own false reality for as long as they want to stay there until it does them real damage. But in business, you can't allow your emotions and what you think and your instincts to confuse your decisions. One of the most important questions you can ask yourself when you're faced with an important decision is, what evidence do I have to support this decision? What facts do I have? Is it based on something more than a feeling? Okay? Your opinion and the course of action you set, are they based on facts or are they based on guesses? Okay? Facts are ideas that can be proven. They can be demonstrated with examples. They have data and they're accurate. There's this odd idea on social media and other places that all opinions are equal. That if you have an opinion and I have an opinion, that, maybe they're different, that one's not better than the other, one's not more valuable than the other. And you know what? Nothing could be further from the truth. If you're an expert in your field and you have a deep understanding of the facts, and I'm just learning about the subject, my opinion is not nearly as valuable as yours. This might seem obvious, but in a lot of fields, we've lost sight of this idea. And the reality is, most people don't base their opinion on verifiable facts. They read something, they jump to a conclusion, they put very little thought into it, and suddenly they're exposing it as the truth, okay? One of the most important questions you can ask is, why do I believe this? Is this belief based on fact or is it based on an emotion? So let's say you're working on your next marketing campaign. When you write the headlines, how do you know what headlines to use? Do you actually know what headlines are perform better than others, or are you guessing? Do you have any experience to back it up? Do you have any evidence? Or is basically you're just going to the wood line, you're firing your rifle into the forest and you're hoping to hit a deer. That's kind of how a lot of people market. And I don't mean overanalyze every decision. Sometimes you're going to make the best decision you can with the available data, and it might not be a lot. I use the headline example above because it's a trick question. The answer is, I actually don't know the answer, and neither do you. We don't have any data. There's some headlines that appeal to certain audiences at different times and for different reasons, and we would start with them, but it's a curiosity-generating headline. But there's no evidence that we have that's going to show that in this medium, that this headline will cause success. You got to test it. You got to take the data from the test. So don't allow yourself to be paralyzed, analysis through paralysis. And the idea that there is no data to stop you from forming a theory, just make a decision and move forward. You have to have the skill of making the best decision you can based on what evidence you can, but you can't make a decision based on no evidence. A decision now with 70% information, it's a lot better than a decision 6 weeks from now with 85% or 80% or 90% even. Okay? You're never going to have perfect data. So there you have it, the question that will change everything. What evidence do I have to support this belief or decision? Take your emotion out of it. Make your decision and think about the data that it's based on, ask the question, and be as accurate and as quick as you can, and that will help you build your business. And you want to get started on your business now, but don't know what to do and you're flailing around looking for something? Check out the Side Hustle Academy. Check out primalstorytelling.com. I have a number of resources there to help you get started toward earning more, growing a business, and making it in life in general. But if you want more than that, and you just want the comfort of your couch, nothing's going to happen. So you got to get going. Be accurate in your thinking. All right, this is Tony Butler. Until next time, be well.